Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Please come and subscribe, folks. Come and subscribe, like the videos. Also, share the videos. I want to thank everyone that does like, watch, and share my videos. You folks are the absolute best. Listen, folks, there's a link tree down below. Has links to my social media platforms. Please go down there. Follow me across all my social media platforms and talk to me because I talk back. Also down there as well as links to all of my YouTube pages. Please go down there, subscribe to all my YouTube pages, and turn on your notifications so when I post content, you folks will be in the know. Listen, folks. Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern. Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern, we're going to be having a live radio show right here on this channel. We're going to be sitting down talking about all things Jets, roster, upcoming things, all this stuff, things that happens in the offseason. We're going to discuss it. Call in. I take live callers. I love going back and forth with you folks about this football team. Now, with that said and done and put to the side, I've come to talk to you folks today about the hate that the mainstream media continues to show the New York Jets and Aaron Rodgers. I don't get it. I don't get it, but it just keeps on coming. And listen, I've been a Jets fan my whole life, okay? And it just seems that at this point, it's just like, come on. No matter what the Jets do, no matter what's going on, we're always going to get the bad end of the stick. We're always going to get disrespected. There's always going to be some type of push to drum up whatever negativity that the media can make up or try to conjure up, whatever they can do to put a negative light around the New York Jets, they will do, all right, including just trying to drum up some drama. And we're going to have the discussion today about that. Comment down below and give the video a thumbs up, all right? Give me your thoughts, man, because the media just cannot stand the Jets or Aaron Rodgers since he's become a Jet. So first off, I want to start off with Sean King. He has a show, he has a podcast that he's done, and he has some things, man, that he said about Aaron Rodgers and the Jets and the situation with Aaron Rodgers skipping mandatory mini camps. And I want you folks to hear this because I think it's a little out there, and I thought it was just a bit extra, all right? So here's the audio. Listen up.
And lastly, you have the New York Jets who are convincing themselves they can win with Aaron Rodgers at this point, as he, I guess he's blowing off mandatory practices to do drugs. An ayahuasca retreat, I suppose, is where Aaron went. But I don't know. How do you make sense of the Jets and that situation?
So listen, Aaron Rodgers is probably one of the most talented throwers of the football we've ever seen. Like, you can't argue with that on any level. Like, he's just brilliant when it comes to throwing the ball. In my opinion, he's become one of the most selfish and self-centered quarterbacks of my generation. And here's what I mean by that, Tyler. Robert Saleh is obviously on the hot seat. Obviously. What more could you do to undermine the soft footing that he's already on than to miss the mandatory minicamp? And here's what I mean by that. That schedule has been out since the Jets finished their season last year. Like, guys got emailed that schedule, right after the last game. So it's not like he hasn't known when mandatory minicamp is. I can understand. I got something to do. OTAs, week 2. I'm going to have to miss 3 of the OTAs. I'll be there for the 4th day. I got to come, then I got to leave. But being so selfish that you can't reschedule that other thing to be at mandatory minicamp, where there's going to be a lot of media because you're in New York. Now you're going to put your head coach, your organization in a difficult spot because now they got to answer questions about why you aren't here. You don't think Mike Williams needs those reps with you coming over from the Chargers? All of the stuff you like to do at the line of scrimmage from a signal standpoint. Like, you don't think like these guys need those reps? Like, it just was selfish of him because he's known when this date was.
Now, you guys heard that, okay? Here's the deal. His partner, all right, started off by saying that, Aaron Rodgers was going off and doing some things, ayahuasca and all that. So it's just like, come on, bro. Come on, bro. Like, we know, listen, there's already been sources coming out that have reported that he went off, and the reason why he skipped mandatory mini camps was he had a trip to Egypt that he already had scheduled, and it was important, so he had to go do it according to sources. Now, keep in mind, those sources, have often been wrong when it comes to Aaron Rodgers, and he's had to come out and correct a lot of things that have been said about him in the mainstream media, which is one of the reasons why he really does not like mainstream media. But that's the report, and again, we'll hear from Aaron Rodgers himself maybe down the line about exactly, why he skipped mandatory minicamps. But again, it was reported to the Jets, and they knew, even though it was unexcused, they knew about the situation way in advance before it actually happened. He skipped mandatory minicamps. He was also fined over $100,000 for that, which is, it is what it is. Now, another thing that Sean King's partner said as well that was kind of, it's always a slick little jab, was when he said, well, the Jets, they'll try to win with Aaron Rodgers. I guess they believe that they can win with him. And it's like, yeah, because it's Aaron Rodgers. And one thing that I've noticed is that since Aaron Rodgers took off that Green Bay Packers jersey and put on a Jets jersey, all of a sudden everybody questions his talent left and right. All of a sudden, you have these guys coming out of the woodwork asking, can he still get it done? Is he still that guy? Even though we know that Aaron Rodgers is still that guy, right? And yeah, he's up in age, but let's not act like, great quarterbacks in this league like Peyton Manning and Tom Brady, and I can keep going on with the names, right? Guys of Aaron Rodgers' ilk, that we haven't seen them be able to play very solidly well up into their later years. I mean, look at how long Tom Brady played, right? And he was still very solid, still a guy that was doing more than enough to put his team in position to win games and go far and win championships. And we saw him do that in Tampa Bay, right? So here's the deal. How all of a sudden are we counting out Aaron Rodgers when we know that he has all the tools that it takes to still be a very good, quarterback in this league? And the Jets have a team that's surrounding him that's phenomenal. I don't get this all of a sudden, but again, we have people that come out and question things like that. And even going to Sean King's comments about him being the most selfish and self-centered quarterback of his generation, I was kind of blown away by that, right? Because, okay, look, I get it. He missed mandatory minicamp, but really it's only 2 days. Was I in love with the fact that he wasn't at mandatory minicamp? No, I would prefer him to be there. But guess what? The man's been at everything else except for these 2 days. That's it. Since he's become a New York Jet, since he actually got into the building, right? Mind you, he told the Green Bay Packers before the trade was completed, hey, let's get this done, okay? Because I'm trying to go play for the Jets here. Take the compensation that they're giving you, which is very fair, and let's move forward. Let's not drag this out. He literally told them this on Pat McAfee, and he also told them he didn't want to play for anyone else but the New York Jets, forcing their hand even more to make sure that the deal got done with the Jets, right? Well, the second that the trade was announced and it was done and business was, wrapped up and closed up, he immediately was at the facility. He immediately was at all of the voluntary stuff. I'm talking all of it from day one. He did not come into the building big timing us. He didn't disrespect anybody in the franchise. He stepped in and said, hey, I'm here to set a standard and we're going to get to work. We're going to be the dragon. It's time to put another Lombardi in that case with the one that the Jets have, and we're going to spin it up. He was out there with the young guys throwing footballs. He was sitting down and having meals with guys and learning them personally, professionally, teaching them. He was the guy leading the practices on offense, telling guys, hey, you need to be here, here, and here, and you need to get there on time. This is what you need to do. This is how you need to get it done. He was explaining the offense left and right to dudes, left and right to everyone, and has done that since day one. Listen, CJ Uzama, who's a veteran tight end, used to play with the Jets, literally said that he was learning things, new things on the daily from Aaron Rodgers. He'd been in the league for years. And he was putting everything together. He stepped into the building and from day one showed that, hey, I'm going to be a leader here and I'm going to get it done. He was and is everything that we would hope that he would be when we traded and got him into the building. And he's continued to do that. From offering Malachi Corley to come stay with him at his house to learn the offense even better, all that stuff. He's continued to do these things. So how is he selfish and self-centered? It's like, come on, man. Come on. Never mind the fact that he gave back $30+ million to the New York Jets in contract negotiations so that they can continue to build the team around him. He was selfish and self-centered. He would have never have done that. Ever. It's mind-blowing. Also, Sean King went on to talk about Mike Williams, yeah, we just got him. He was a free agent. We grabbed him up, and now he's a New York Jet. Oh, you don't think that Mike Williams could have benefited from, some of the practice out there with Aaron Rodgers and realizing how he likes to call things on the field? Mike Williams is still recovering from an ACL injury. This is what I talk about when I say that people talk about the Jets, but really don't watch the Jets or know the Jets. Mike Williams is not even healthy. He's not going to be out there on the field on mandatory minicamps. Mike Williams is not going to be with the New York Jets or be healthy and be ready to go with the New York Jets until possibly the season starts. And there's talks it might lead into the season, maybe a week or something. This is insanity. Mike Williams is going to be out there with Aaron Rodgers. Mike Williams ain't going to be on the field. What are you talking about? Mind-blowing, man. Mind-blowing. But this is what you get from the mainstream media when it comes to bashing the Jets, man. It's mind-blowing. Mike Williams is going to be out on the field with Aaron Rodgers, learning the offense. He's going to be out there running routes. How? It's crazy. I also want to talk about PFT and their power rankings and how disrespectful that was to the Jets. It's mind-blowing. So I'm looking at PFT. They have these pre-camp power rankings, okay? And so I'm looking at them, and I see that the Jets are ranked 25th on these power rankings. And I immediately said to myself, the Jets defense is third overall last season. Third overall. You could argue that the Jets have the best defense in the league. Okay, me personally, I think they have the best defense in the league. But if you look at stats, we're the third overall ranked defense in the league. Number 3. Phenomenal. Then you look at the offense. Zach Wilson's not going to be starting next year. It's going to be Aaron Rodgers. He's coming back fully healthy. So we have a healthy Aaron Rodgers back into the fold. The biggest question marks on the Jets offense was what? Outside of quarterback, which is completely going to be solved because now Aaron Rodgers is coming back healthy. It was the offensive line. Well, the Jets offensive line has been massively upgraded, right? You got Tyron Smith. You got Morgan Moses at right tackle. Right? We got AVT coming back. You got Joe Tippmann. We went and got Simpson. This line should be way better. And then we also got Olu as well in the draft. So that's an insurance policy in case any of those guys happen to go down. He can fill in multiple different spots. So now the New York Jets have shored up their line. We got weapons, right? You got Breece Hall, Garrett Wilson coming back. Everything's going to be good. And somehow the New York Jets are ranked 25th. The Broncos are ranked ahead of the New York Jets. How is that possible? How is that possible? The Broncos have big questions at quarterback. Zach Wilson is over there. Bo Nix, sit him. You got the Vikings ranked ahead of the New York Jets. Brother, you got the Bears. The Bears. With Caleb Williams, I think Caleb Williams is phenomenal. He's a rookie quarterback, and the Bears' offense has been a question mark for a while. You have these teams that, if you look at these teams, they're not better than the New York Jets. They're not. And they're ranked ahead of us. Mind-blowing. The Jets with Aaron Rodgers and the third overall ranked defense are ranked 25th in the power rankings. Comment down below. Let me know what you folks think. How do you folks feel about what Sean King and his partner had to say about the Jets, had to say about Aaron Rodgers missing mandatory minicamps? What are your thoughts about that? What are your thoughts about the PFT power rankings? Do you feel the Jets should be ranked 25th? Is that where you feel the Jets should stand in the league? Comment down below. Let me know what you folks think. You folks have a good one. Peace.